Disclosure. All information we have on these cases are public record. We are not making fun of anyone or anything. This channel is for awareness of cases and entertainment purposes only.
Hey y'all, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be listening to Renee tell us a case. So take it away, woman.
Take it away, me. Today we're going to be talking about a disappearance.
Ooh, changing it up.
Yeah. There's really no warnings or, like anything bad in this video. So, I'm not going to, give any warnings in this. So, we are going to be talking about the disappearance of Teresa Gibson. Trenny is what people called her for her nickname. So, Trenny, she disappeared from the Great Smoky Mountains National Park on October 8th, 1976. There's been no sign of her since. Just vanished. Gone.
Wow.
Yeah, just nothing.
Shit.
So, Trenny was born on August 17th, 1960, and she went to Bearden High School in Knoxville. She was 5'3". She weighed 115 pounds. She was a Caucasian female with brown hair and green eyes. She was wearing a blue blouse, a blue and white striped sweater, blue jeans, a brown plaid borrowed jacket, Adidas shoes, and on her finger was a diamond and sapphire star ring.
So when you said borrow jacket, is that like a brand or she borrowed it?
No, she borrowed it from a classmate.
Okay.
Yes, so it was a borrowed from someone jacket.
Okay.
Yep. So what had happened was she went on a field trip that day with her high school. It was her horticultural group. I think that's how you say that. So there were 38 other students. They went on this field trip from Bearden High School in Knoxville. The bus left the school at 9 a.m. headed to the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. They parked at the Clingman's Dome parking area, and they hiked the Andrews Bald Trail. It's a 2-mile hike. And they were supposed to be studying the trees and plants along the hike. They were told to stay on the trail, not to veer off the trail, stay together with someone or, in groups, and be back to the bus by 3:30. So, Trenny sat on the bus with a boy named Robert Simpson that day, and they also started this hike together. But about 1:30, she left Robert on the way back to the bus. She came up on another group of classmates that were hiking together, and a boy named Bobby Coghill broke off from this group.
Bobby?
He broke off from the group and started to walk with Trenny. So, they ended up catching up with another group. Trenny, he said she was walking pretty quickly. They caught up with another group and they walked with them for a little while, and then that group decided that they were tired and they were all wanting to sit down. Well, Trenny didn't want to sit down. She was ready just to go on. So she went on by herself. She was walking down the trail, and a couple of the students that she was walking with in the group prior to this that had sat down to rest, saw her walk on down the trail, bend down, look at something to her right, and then veer off the trail. So one of the boys said that he looked for her on the way through, but didn't see her. So he assumed that she just went back to the bus. So they all went back to the bus. So when everyone was back on the bus, the teacher, Wayne Dunlap, he took roll call, but Trenny didn't answer. So she was not there. So Mr. Dunlap and another boy hiked the trail to look for her, but there was no sign of Trenny. So at this point, they contact the National Park Service on CB radio. Keep in mind, this is 1976. There are no cell phones. So you can't have, Life 360 to track your kid where they're at. Or, call her cell phone, or if she got lost, she has no cell phone to call somebody. Mm-hmm. So they contacted the Park Service by CB radio, and a ranger arrived about 4:30 and was told what was going on. So Ranger Sammy Lale searched the area but found nothing. So he reported Trenny missing. Mr. Dunlap stayed behind to help look for Trenny, and the bus took all the other students back to Bearden High School. 19 searchers had come to that area and found nothing. Trenny's mom was called at 8 p.m. and told what was going on and that Trenny was missing. So her parents, her mom and dad, left their house in Knoxville and traveled to the Klingman's Dome parking area. And her mom had brought some clothes that she had on the previous day, so then that they could give to the dogs and get Trenny's scent off of. Mm-hmm. So they searched for her until 3 a.m. The search was called off due to weather conditions. It's, this is in October, Normally now, October isn't freezing cold. Mm-hmm. But when you're up in the mountains, it's colder. Mm-hmm. Higher elevations are colder. It's foggier up in the mountains. It's usually more damp. Sometimes it's rainier when you're at higher elevations. So they had some weather conditions and couldn't look for her anymore. But on August 9th, a full-scale search was launched for her. So they had lots of people, dogs, and they even got a helicopter.
Oh, whoa.
But nothing was ever found. Not a trace.
Not a piece of clothing.
Nothing.
She just poof.
Vanished. The only thing that they even saw near where she had been hiking was a few broken branches on some trees and shrubs, mm-hmm. 3 cigarette butts, and a can of open beer. So, I guess that could have been anybody, really.
Did they take it and run DNA on it?
1976.
Well, they could still hold on to it.
They should have. If that's one of the spots where I'm with this whole thing, where what are they doing? Mm-hmm. Did they not think at that time that those 3 cigarette butts and that can of beer was evidence? Yeah. Did they not get it and save it? Mm-hmm. Because now they could probably run DNA on that.
Yeah. And know that it's hers or somebody who took her.
Yeah. And nothing. There's been nothing ever done.
Because it's a national park and they keep those clean.
Yeah.
So, for it to oddly be there,
yeah,
that's a red flag.
I think it's weird, too. Mm-hmm. And I think they should have got it and kept it and done DNA on it later on when DNA was big. Yeah, or they have, and it's just not.
They just kind of forgot about the case.
I don't know.
Who knows?
But either that or they did get it, but it's not, they've not found a match. You never know. It could have been just anybody's. People hike, the national park all the time. Mm-hmm. So who knows?
Not me, though.
I know, for real. I ain't going up in the middle of the woods nowhere. Forget that.
Hiking, period.
Mm-mm. No. Not a hiker, not a camper. Mm-mm. Wah, wah, wah. I might glamp.
I would glamp.
In one of those big...
with the shower and actual toilet. Yeah.
I might do that. But no tents, no. I'd do an RV.
I don't know.
Full on, beds and kitchen and the bathroom and this.
RVs, see, because Poppy had an RV. When Kay and Poppy left Georgia to move down here, they lived in a camper for a while. We would always spend time in the camper, and it's not comfortable.
No, I'm sure it's not.
I
I'd
mean,
say the
you're
beds
just-
and stuff. Yeah.
I would if I was by myself. I would totally buy a little piece of land or something and then go put a camper on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
no.
I'm just
happy
not
with
into
this.
camping. I'd just rather get a condo or a motel room or hotel or something. Like I ain't getting, no. Yeah, if I'm in the woods, I'm in a cabin with a hot tub.
For real.
Yeah. No hiking here. But the dogs ended up tracking Trenny to a spot about 1.6 miles from the trail that they had been hiking to a paved park area. And then the scent cuts off. There is no more. The search for Trenny lasted until November 2nd, 1976. A total of 756 people
Whoa.
searched for her and found nothing.
Dang.
Like they ran grids, the whole, the whole spiel. Nothing.
Dang. Did she get abducted by aliens?
I'm telling you, it was just like gone.
It was...
Just vanished.
Because people go missing in the Smoky Mountains a lot. If you really
Yeah.
look into it, a lot of people go missing up there.
Yeah.
And a good majority of them get found. Like there's one, do you remember the story of the kid that he went missing in the woods up there in the Smoky Mountains?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe I'll do my case on it. But they find them pretty quickly. There's a guy that works for the Smoky Mountains, and he is somebody who finds missing people. I mean, he will find anybody. And for somebody just to poof vanish like this, it's kind of weird.
Just gone.
It's a little suspicious, paranormal weird. It feels like because I'm a big paranormal person. But yeah.
So, a second search was launched on April 18th, 1977, and it ran through May 5th of 1977, but still nothing.
What
Not a piece of clothing, not a shoe, not a sock, nothing.
even if like she was taken, there would be a struggle, like
You would
grass, something like.
Well, you would
more.
think like if somebody took her. Okay, so the kids said, okay, they saw her walking, bent down, looked at something, and then veered off the trail. If somebody took her, would she not have screamed? Would she not have made noise? Like you said, there would have been a struggle. People would have heard something. I mean, you've got, 38 students plus a teacher, the bus driver. Like, who else? Who knows who else was up there hiking? Like, would you not have heard something?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Like the only other thing, like other two things I could think of is that maybe a classmate was standing over there and they had something to do with it. Or if nobody really knew what was going on in her outside of life, she could have, a bad boyfriend or somebody and they met up there and something like that happened.
Well, I'm gonna stop that theory here just a minute.
Let me shut my mouth.
So it was Robert Simpson, the guy that she had rode on the bus and walked the first part of the trail with. It was his jacket she was wearing that day.
Oh,
He had a car, the borrowed jacket. He had a car, and him and Trenny would hang out sometimes, go to the mall, do kid stuff. So Robert liked Trenny, but it's not known like if they were dating or, hanging out. I mean, they were just hanging out, so I don't know. I don't know what was going on. And then on an evening about a year before Trenny disappeared, a boy named Kelvin Bowman. Kelvin. He was prowling around outside of the Gibson house.
Creep.
And Trenny's mom heard noises and got her gun.
Yeah.
And she ended up shooting him in the foot. So Kelvin was arrested and served some time in jail. And then he allegedly made threats that he would kill Trenny. So I don't know, like, I don't know if this boy, like, had a secret crush on her or, you know, had some weird something in his mind about her or whatever. But, like, why are you just creeping around their house? That's my washing machine.
That was perfect.
So, like, why are you creeping? You know? I mean, and then
Yeah.
allegedly say that you're going to kill her after her mom shoots you in the foot. Like, don't be outside my house. You're going to get shot.
But why is he going after? Is he going after the mom? He wants to kill the mom or kill the daughter?
No, the daughter.
Why?
He's
The mom's the
allegedly
one-
saying
The
that
mom's the one that shot him.
I know. But this is a classmate of Trenny's. This guy's going to school with her.
What he said? That's.
I mean, it's just weird. It's too weird. So, here's your little
My little.
tidbit here.
Oh.
So, some of the students claim to see Kelvin following the bus to on the field trip that day. But the principal says, after checking, that he was in class and at school that day. Plus, the students going on this field trip didn't know their destination. Mr. Dunlap had saved it as a surprise. They all knew they were going on a field trip, but they didn't know where. So, if the teacher is the only one that knows where they're going and these students are getting a surprise, how is this kid going to know that they're going somewhere or like where they're going and to follow them there? I don't know. And then the principal says he was in class all day, in school all day.
Well, here's my thing: is that you don't have to know a destination to follow somebody.
I mean, that's true. He could. I mean, if the principal was mistaken and he wasn't at school that day, he could have totally just sat in his car in the parking lot and pulled out when the bus pulled out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you never know. I mean, if he's like snooping around in the yard, like why wouldn't he follow a bus?
Yeah, for
you know what I
real.
mean? So who knows what this guy was doing? He, you know,
He needs to be re-looked at.
for real. So then, on 2 different times, Robert Simpson, the guy that she borrowed the jacket from and walked with and rode the bus with, told Trenny's sister Tina that if Kelvin had Tina, it makes you think of Napoleon Dynamite every single time you hear the name Tina.
Tina, come eat your dinner, Tina, you fat lord.
Yeah. Makes you think of that sentence every time.
I'm sorry.
you hear it.
I'm sorry if anybody's name's Tina out there, but
It does. It just makes you think of Napoleon Dynamite.
anyways.
So, Robert had told Tina that if Kelvin had Trenny, that he would kill her. But if he don't have her, that she probably ran off with some horny hitchhiker.
What the fuck?
I mean, what kind of statement is that?
Yeah.
You know, why would you say something like that? Like, you supposedly like her, you're riding the bus to the field trip with her, you're letting her borrow your coat, you're hanging out with her, you're going to the mall with her, and then you're going to make that kind of statement? What's that?
He's trying to throw the scent off himself.
Like, I don't know. And here's my thing with him, too. Like, okay, so supposedly she left him at 1:30 going back to the bus. And everybody's like supposed to stay together, and she's took off from him by herself and then met up with, you know, other classmates on the trail.
Yeah.
And she's walking fast. I mean, that to me is like they got into it. And she's like, well, I'm not walking with you anymore. And she's, I mean, you know how women are. You know how we are. We get mad and we're done. We're, you know, you're walking fast, you're mad, you're getting the hell out of there, out of everybody's way. And you don't want to hear them no more, you know?
Yeah.
So that makes me think they were arguing or something and she took off from him.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he probably said something. If he said something like this, get the horny hitchhiker, he probably said something to her.
Yeah. I mean, why would you make a statement like that?
Yeah.
It just doesn't even...
Unless he, confessed his feelings for her and she kind of was like, I think he's a friend or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
then
everybody says that Trenny was, a nice person, like a good person. So why would you make a statement that she ran off with a horny hitchhiker? That's dumb.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But if he did do something to her, like if they got into it, she took off. And of course, here again, she's not wanting to sit down. The other kids are like, I'm tired, I'm sitting down. Because they've got 2 miles in and 2 miles out.
Yeah.
So she's like, no way. Why is she taking off so fast, not wanting to hang out?
Yeah.
Is he back there and she's trying to just get somewhere and not run into him again? I don't know. But like, even if he did something to her, then how did he do something to her and then get back on the bus by 3:30, but nobody saw?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's on the bus going back to the school with the rest of the kids. So the timeline, it's like there's no way that he could have done something and then nobody found her.
Mm-hmm. Unless he had help.
And then he's on the bus back to...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. The whole thing's just so weird. But the FBI had a couple of theories, and this is, like normal to me. That Trenny had been kidnapped from the park, or like where she was at, hidden somewhere, and then taken out by vehicle. Or that she had got lost following the wrong trail. Because there's other trails that run in that area. I think there's like 3 or 4 trails right there in that area. And one of them is actually the Appalachian Trail. Which the Appalachian Trail goes from, I think it goes from, Georgia to all the way up north somewhere. Like into Maine or something. I mean, I'd have to look. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But it's a
big
people
trail.
like that.
Yeah. There's people that will hike it like days.
Yeah, I mean they'll go and do the whole thing and but they think maybe she got onto the Appalachian Trail by mistake and then got abducted from the park on another trail by somebody else, like some rando.
I just don't understand how nobody has seen anything.
Yeah.
Like, if she ended up on a trail, there's going to be other people on that trail. You're going to hear noises, you're going to hear something, and it's just
And nothing. Never has been anything. But that's all we know about Trenny. That's it. There's nothing ever been found. There's been no leads.
It's just a cold case.
Yeah. So what happened to Trenny Gibson?
And I think
She just vanished.
she's abducted by aliens.
She got beamed up.
She got a prone stuck in her butt.
But yeah, I mean, just nothing.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's my
I think she got kidnapped out of the park.
But my thing is that there's no struggle, no nothing.
Well, if she bent down and looked at something and veered off the trail and got turned around somehow, because let me tell you, being in them dense woods,
Everything looks the same.
it looks the same. You could get turned around in a hot second. Got turned around, got on like the FBI, one of the FBI's theories, got on the wrong trail and then just wrong place, wrong time, met the wrong person. Here's a cute 16-year-old girl by herself.
Yeah.
I'm going to take her. I mean, that's what I think happened.
But I don't know. It's like, okay, so if that's what the thing is that kidnappers usually, I mean, are they one and done situation? I wonder if there's another case that, has the same everything with her.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
You'd have to look into it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. That's too much for my little brain.
Too much for your brain?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless
It's weird.
she got grabbed by a bear.
But then you would think that if she got grabbed by a bear, that there would be
Blood.
clothing.
Yeah.
There would be blood. There would be, somebody would have found a bone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Something.
Yeah. For her to just be gone with no, no clothing, no shoes, no piece of hair. Well, I think hair would probably be, honestly, if it's just like a strand of hair, I think
Yeah.
it'd be hard to find
It would be.
in the grounds of a forest. Would you consider that a forest?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I was thinking like
Thick
rain.
dense forest.
Yeah. But, I bet you there is evidence out there. It's just, well, also they said that they shut it down because of weather.
Yeah.
So it could have been rain up there or whatever, and there
Well,
goes
see,
your
that's
evidence.
why I think that she's veered off and got grabbed by somebody and, like they said, either hidden somewhere and then taken out after they left by vehicle.
Yeah.
Something like that. I think somebody's grabbed her in some way and took her off somewhere else. So that's why there's no evidence anywhere, because they've abducted her and then taken her somewhere else and done something to her. And
That reminds me of disappearing without a trace or whatever of a family friend of ours. His father. Remember me telling you about this? That it was they used to go to church with us. Well, they still go to church, but I don't go to church. But the father of this guy that went to church with us, we known him for years, his dad disappeared without a trace. Like, there was no evidence of him anywhere at all. And they're still searching for him to this day. Like, the only thing they found was I think it was his 4-wheeler and everything, and gone. There's like nothing. I'm gonna have to do that one and talk about that. Because I can get some information, because I still know the guy. They still live around here and everything, but I don't know, maybe they're connected in a way. The guy was, he was older, much older. I would say he was probably in his 50s when he disappeared. And she was like, what, 16?
she was 16 when she disappeared, yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe it could be sex trafficking too about her.
I don't know as far as how big that was, in the 70s, but
70s was what, still hippies?
yeah.
I was born in the 90s.
I was born in the year she disappeared.
Really?
And I'm 48 years old. Yes.
So she's been missing for 48 years.
She's been missing for 48 years.
And there's been nothing?
I was like,
What, a couple months old?
I was like 6 months old when she disappeared. Yeah.
Do you think your parents would know about this?
I don't know. I haven't asked them.
Oh, we're gonna have to call your parents about this. They're also watching this video too. Hi! Hi, Granny!
But yeah, that was the case of Trenny Gibson.
Wow.
Just gone.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, like if unless she's dead somewhere, if she was kidnapped, she was dead somewhere, that somebody would have to have, unless people are smart and sometimes and they actually dump them in a landfill, and landfills are very hard to end up searching.
There's no telling.
But I wonder if there's any bones out there. I don't know.
I know. So, somebody abducted her, but the national park, there's so much of it.
I bet you she's out there somewhere.
She's got to be out there somewhere. And they just never found anything.
Should we start a search party again?
I'm not going out there.
Okay, me neither. I was just going to see if you would take the bait.
No. Wah, wah, wah.
Wow.
Yeah. I wouldn't go out there unless I was with somebody that knew what they were doing. Unless I was with a park ranger or something. No.
Wow. I didn't know about her.
Let us know if you've heard of that story, and let us know what you think happened in the comments.
Yeah. Because I think, honestly, there's some, I think either she was kidnapped or she could have left on her own, run away.
Yeah. I mean,
You know, nobody really knows. That was my knee, by the way. Nobody really knows. You know, they can have this picture perfect outside look,
Yeah.
and then what goes on
yeah.
behind closed doors. I mean, she could be, you know, her parents could be abusive, her father could be abusive, you know, a family member of her could be, you know, sexually abusive towards her or whatever, and she can just be like, I'm out of here. And she met some guy or girl or whatever and just saw the opportunity to dip and dipped, and she's living her life somewhere else.
Yeah.
As somebody
who
else.
knows? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But to hold on to that for 48 years.
48 years she's been gone.
If she's been gone, if she's still out there alive and just holding on to that. Whoa.
Yeah.
If you're out there, come on. Just the look in your face. You're just like,
yeah.
wow.
Because that would be rough. I mean, my thing is the mom. You know, I mean, if you were going to do something like that, like if you were going to take off and disappear, dude, your mom. There's nobody in the world that loves you more than your mom. Just saying. I mean, 99.9% of the time. I mean, I know there's those piece of shit moms out there that, you know, like do dumb crap, but
Yeah.
like 99.9% of the time, there ain't nobody that loves you more than your mother. And if you do that and disappear like that, I mean, oh my gosh, I'd roll up in a ball. Like,
Oh yeah, I know you would.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So my mind, because I do have a child, my mind always goes, oh gosh, the mom, the poor mom, you know.
Yeah. I don't get that feeling because I don't have a kid.
But thanks for hanging out with us today, and we will see you on our next case. Bye.
Bye.